You know, there's three things that you really should not do before bed, especially if you're trying to manifest wealth or abundance in your life. In fact, if you do these three things, it's highly likely that you're going to manifest the complete opposite. I'm talking about continuously being broke or poverty. And I don't say that lightly because I've been in that situation before and it's not easy. And I know it's not easy when you cannot pay your rent and when you don't even know how you're gonna get by the next day. It's pretty tough. And there's certain habits that I used to have that was not so good. And in this video, I would like to break down these habits for you so that you can at least avoid them and make sure, not just avoid them, but make sure you know what to do instead before bed to be able to help the situation. So we're gonna dive deep into it in this video, but before we get into it, show reel, hit it. Namaste, Namo Himalaya, this is Sri Akashna here, and in this video I'm going to break down for you three things that you should avoid doing before bed, otherwise it will just lead you to manifesting poverty, which is absolutely, I don't think at all, is what you want to do in your life or attract, okay? So the first thing is the most obvious, and then by the way, when I talk about the last thing, it's going to be least obvious. You're going to be quite surprised by it, but it's something that a lot of people do and they don't know why they're doing it. And it's not good for them. So anyway, get your pens ready, get your pads ready, and start noting down. The first thing is what? Stop worrying. You cannot worry or overthink about money before bed. Worry is the worst thing because worry vibration is lack vibration. Lack vibration, because as you know, in the law of attraction, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And if you're lack vibration, guess what? You continuously become more and more in lack. How do you not worry about finances? That's the question when you are lacking finances. How do you not overthink the situation when you're in that situation? Well, start with an attitude of gratitude. You probably heard it before, but it's your easiest way to shift your vibration when you're in that low. Think about what you have. You see, when you start thinking about everything you don't have, you're in lack vibration. When you start thinking about everything that you have, you're in what? You're in abundant vibration. So it naturally shifts. But the biggest problem is most people are focusing on what they don't have. I wish I had this. Why is this happening to me? And guess what? They're attracting more negativity. But once you start appreciating, start thinking about, make a list right now, write it inside the comments below. What do you appreciate in your life right now? Right? What are you grateful for? You're grateful for movement. You're grateful to be able to see things. You're grateful for breath. You're grateful for having clothes. You're grateful for having shelter. You're grateful for having the money that you do have. Whatever little thing, don't think about how little it is, but the money you do have. I'm grateful for money. You got to start appreciating money. You really got to start appreciating. I'm grateful for money. Even if it's small money, I'm grateful for money. Because guess what? What you appreciates in your life. And so the best thing before bed is not to worry, is not to overthink about money. Instead, it's just to appreciate the abundance that you have. And you may think that you don't have any abundance. But let me ask you a question. Do you think there are some people on the other side of the world who are less fortunate and have less than what you have right now? Yes or no? And if your answer is yes, guess what? Because life is all about perspective. That's how we shift our minds, to shift our reality. Do a perspective shift. If we start understanding there's people without all the things that we have right now, then you start realizing I am abundant. You see, your goal here is to trick the mind. If you can trick the mind, you can trick your emotions. If you can trick your emotions, you trick your vibrations and you trick your attraction. So think about everything that you do have and appreciate everything that you do have, right? The second thing is avoiding your financial situation. A lot of people, what do? They avoid their financial situation. They shove it under the carpet. You ever done that before? Come on. I've had it before. I used to get red letters through the post owing how much in debt. And what did I used to do? Well, I used to keep shoving it under and not opening the envelope. I don't want to see it because it used to frustrate me. It used to annoy me. Now, on the surface level, you think you've got rid of that problem by just not looking at it. But subconsciously, you know there's a problem there. And guess what? You're suppressing that problem. When you suppress that energy, one day, bam, it expands, it attracts a lot more mess into your life. That's not what you want. Don't avoid the financial situation. Now you're thinking, well, what should I do then? Well, financially plan. Make yourself a plan to get out of the situation. You're probably wondering, well, if I'm like, let's say, for example, if you are $10,000 in debt, let's use that example, or maybe some of you more, it doesn't matter. It's just a number. You probably look at the $10,000 and you're like, well, I'm $10,000 in debt. How am I going to get out of it? Well, I asked this question recently at our event here in Taiwan. I said, how do you eat a pizza? If you take a big pizza, how do you eat it? You eat it one slice at a time. How do you pay off a 10,000 debt? 500 at a time, 1,000 at a time. If you look at the full picture, if it's a dire situation, you're kind of wondering, I can't get out of this. Of course, because you're looking at the whole pizza. Stop looking at the whole pizza. One step at a time. Everything is done one step at a time. And then you realize, oh, I'm only 10 steps away. If you get one part of it done, then it's done. You see, it's like we have a situation here in Taiwan. We're hosting a 2,000 people event. Now, right now, we're okay because we already have close to that amount of people. But let's say, for example, 2 months ago when we decided on the event, we booked the venue, it's 2,000 people. My mind is, how do you get 2,000 people to buy tickets to an event? You see? But how do you do it? 100 people at a time. That's all it is. You know? And how you do the 100 people? Okay, do that 20 times. Oh, then you have 2,000 people. Just like that. Everything in life is the same. So if you think of the big thing, it's not going to help you. But in NLP, there's a strategy, it's called chunking. We break it down into nice digestible sizes. Then we plan to hit the micro goals. That's all. Make yourself a little plan. Because guess what? When you have a plan to eat the pizza one slice at a time and you know exactly what that plan is, we say clarity is power. And by the way, if you don't have clarity, find yourself a mentor, find yourself a coach, find somebody to ask, find somebody who knows how to make that $100. Ask them for advice. Because once you have clarity and you have the steps and you've actually worked it out, how you're actually going to get there, guess what? You're going to sleep easy. You're going to have a lot less worry in the back of your mind. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm just doing some wishy-washy law of attraction thing and praying to God, hoping that God will just put money in my bank account. No. You'll have the strong foundation, and in your subconscious mind, there'll be no negativity there, so they won't continue to expand because you have a plan, right? So plan to action is that second point. What's the third thing? I said this is going to be a bit weird for some people because you don't really think about this, but I want you to write it down. It's called shopping for liabilities. You must avoid this. Shopping for liabilities. And don't do this before bed. And why we say all of these things don't do before bed is because you need to understand through your sleep cycle, you're still manifesting things, by the way. Your vibrations are still going, your subconscious is still going, your dream is still going, and it's all affected by the thoughts before bed. So how you prepare to sleep is very important. Now, what do a lot of people tend to do? Well, you have some people who are savers. Now, savers do not become rich. They do not become very, very abundant, but they're still better than the last one. What's the last one? Spenders. Let me know, be honest, right? You have to own up if that's you right now. Let us know in the comments, are you a spender? Spenders are not very good because what happens, they make money, they spend money, they make more money, they spend more money, and they're always in lack of money. It's a habit, but habits can be changed because we are creatures of habit. So that's the good news for you. And we have to shift our mindset to becoming investors, not spenders. Money still needs to go out to make money. That's why I say savers does not make money either. But we need to invest money. We need to allow money to go out. But what do you invest in? You invest in assets. You spend on liabilities. That's the difference between invest and spend. And what's liability? What's asset? Asset is something that goes up, appreciates in value, can bring you some profit, bring you some money. What are liabilities? Things that depreciate in value, things that will not make money for you. And what I find that a lot of people do, right? A lot of, I'm going to say the word, broke people do, is even though they don't have money, and when they have a little bit of money, they spend whatever they have. Why? Actually, there's some insecurity there. They're scared that when they don't have the money, they can no longer buy those things. So they keep spending and keep spending, and they have this spending habit. But it's a very bad energy to sleep on. If you want to be shopping for anything before bed, you need to be shopping for assets. You need to know, okay, I've put some money out today and this money, oh, it's going to boom and it's going to bring me more money. That's my shopping. My shopping can be shopping in real estate if I have a little bit more money. My shopping is shopping in businesses if I have a little less money, right? Some businesses you can invest little in. My investment, my shopping is shopping in stocks or shares. My shopping is shopping on currencies, whatever I can afford. My shopping should be on something that could potentially make money. Now, some of you are, well, I only got $100. I'm not going to shop on a business, whatever. Hey, people invest in cryptocurrencies. They put $100 down and like a few days later, they got $10,000. And I know your skeptical mind is thinking, yeah, but it's very dangerous and I can get scammed and I probably will lose the $100. Well, you probably will because of two things. Because you're uneducated in that situation and because you think that way. You think skepticism. You think doubts and fears. That's what you will attract. You need to understand there are actually opportunities everywhere for everyone. But the worst thing is when you know that you don't have money, at the same time, you're still buying shit before you go to bed. Things that you can't even afford. You're swiping your credit card. And then you go to bed and you have that instant gratification of, oh, yeah, I bought something that I want. But then subconsciously you're sleeping on, oh dear, I need to pay some more debt off now. Be honest here, how many of you ever done anything like that before? Let us know inside the comments below, right? These are 3 worst things you can do before bed. If you do them, it's highly likely you'll continue to be broke and continue in poverty. That's what you will attract. But if you shift them, like what I said before, right? What else can you invest in? Final thing you can invest in yourself. Self-development. Courses, programs. Learn. If you're lacking in finances right now, you should be learning wealth manifestation. You should be learning wealth financial strategies. You should be investing the little money you have into things like that. That's what I did back then. When I didn't have much money, where did my investment go? Well, I couldn't invest in stocks and shares. I didn't have enough money. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't invest in businesses. I didn't think I had enough money to do that. I couldn't invest in real estate. But the thing I could invest in a few courses here and there to learn, because there's a saying that says you got to learn before you earn. You got to learn before you earn. You need to understand when you invest in this, it stays with you for the rest of your life. I'm so glad that was 20 years ago I invested in this. Because now I know I'm set, financially free for the rest of my life now, just because this will stay with me always. So make sure to go out there, learn more. Any questions you guys have or any things you guys actually want to learn and you want me to cover, maybe you type inside the comments below and I can make separate videos if you're interested in money and finances and things like that. Let us know and maybe I can make some videos specific to your needs. Other than that, hope you enjoyed this video. If you got anything out of it whatsoever, please do hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Also comment below, let us know where you guys are tuning in from. That's always nice to know. And finally, if you're new to this channel and you haven't already, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it. That's a little bell sign, by the way, because this year we're dedicated to making daily videos, so you accountable to make it your best year yet. But for now, guys, we're signing out. Namaste. Namo Himalaya.